What's up guys, and welcome back to another My Team Tryout. We are at China Spring Weekend for this one. Engineering facility upgrade or event to do first. That's that.
Chief,
time.
I must remind you that we have parts fully researched that are waiting for development. Let's get that performance on the car.
I thought I had started component management. Nope, that's not what I want. Progress history, assign upgrades. Development. So that's on the way, and that's on the way. So yeah, we have got stuff upgrading. R&D, is there anything we can do in here? Actually, go back. We'll do it after the weekend's practice session. Tire allocation. SQ1, SQ2, SQ3 race. Sprint race, sorry. Q1, Q2, Q3 race. Go to the race weekend. We are going to drive as Zane Maloney again, rather than Dale Barnett. Barnett. However you want to pronounce it. End of the day, we are going to drive as Zane Maloney. No upgrades, weekend preview. What qualifying session? Oh, that's interesting. And rain at the end of the sprint and rain near the end of the race. By the looks of things. Oof, okay. I go to track. We want to go to trackside. For these.
Hello and welcome to Free Practice 1 from Shanghai International Circuit
for this practice session.
Here in China. It's an imposing grandstand structure, tarmac that presents all sorts of challenges in these cooler temperatures. Crucial data needs to be gathered and unique challenges will be presented throughout the session.
So race strategy, qualifying pace, tire management. Tire management is probably the hardest one, so I'm happy to take that one first. Just gonna do some more stuff quickly, then I'll be ready to go in. Not actually gonna run any setups, as don't really have many safe setups on this game. I will throw we'll throw the phone on charge and then we'll get into the session. In fact, before we get into the session, settings. Go and turn that back on. This day management first. Obviously, you're right
Lack
now.
of rubber out on track, so take it easy for the first couple of laps.
Yeah, this is about how I expect this program to go.
Okay, that's the test over, but I'm afraid we didn't get what we needed. We're going to have to run it again.
I'm not running that shit test again.
Right, let's have you in at the end of this lap, please.
I feel it's a 2-stop round time for the race, but find out the race time. Albon's up in second. Max is in second now. It's okay, to be fair, Max is second on the hards. So yeah, you kind of feeling as the session progresses. So top teams, their drivers are gonna very much start pushing on a bit, and well, Max has just kind of proved that. We will be a minute. We are back and we are gonna go into let's go into qualifying pace.
Okay, engines fired up, we're set.
I feel like we could have, I mean we're gonna be on soft, so we can, well theoretically go on soft. If it's the same set of soft, we possibly could have gone on the first. Okay, it's the same set, so we probably should have done this program first, thinking about it now, because I got a little bit more Isaac had dropped second in the recent bombs. if you remember back to Australia, we qualified well in Australia and the race kind of just fell apart. We got up to Q2 there. So this is sprint weekend, points going down to 8th. It's a good chance for us to score some points in the sprint, I feel. So a lot of teams will be thinking towards the main race more than the sprint and possibly saving tyres. So I think it's 19 laps a sprint. Could be worth pushing to try and score some points there. Onto the lap we go. So in fact we're in the wrong battery mode. Through turns 2, but we'll go into overtake on the exit off the left hander and we're dropping time all the way up to the end of sector 1. And the brakes are a little bit later than we could have, still dropping time. As I sort of said, by using these softs for tyre management we put a bit wear on them and just not really as much grip as we'd like here. And they're very much not finding any time at all here. In fact, this lap is looking like it's going to be a complete lost. Unless we find an insane amount of time down this back straight, but we're just losing in a straight line. DRS is open. It's going to be probably about 2 seconds on his ass. A bit of time in the corner. And where has it been throughout this lap? Certainly has not been the straight lap time and straight line pace.
Well, program
It's
over.
a line.
That wasn't much help to us, I'm afraid. We need to run it again.
39.4 predicted 22nd. Stopping us up to 3rd, still out on them hard tyres. That was a very, very poor lap indeed. Look at the tyre wear, 33% on the front left. If we had fresher tyres, or fresh set, could have done something there, but not to be complained about getting the practice programs in.
Okay, expect to see some rain about 10 to 15 minutes from now.
And that's not how you enter the pit lane at China. I forgot to cover boxing that lap, and we paid the price.
We've had to spend time repairing the damage to the car.
From one damage is sort of the pretty much the last thing we wanted. We only have one set of softs available for the session. And we only have 15 of 24 laps available for the race strategy.
Okay guys, everyone be aware, the car's ready to go.
So we're gonna try to get this final brought in before we the rain coming. So we have Antonelli and Russell sitting third and fourth right now. Hulkenberg's in fifth, interestingly. Leclerc is up in second. We're still leading this session, but very much depends if we can stay there.
5 minutes until rainfall expected. 5 minutes until rain.
So Antonelli is not fastest in the section, which is not us at the top spot, but doesn't worry me too much as, you know, we're not here to be competitive in China. We're attempting to get some constructors points in that bottom fight, you know, likes of Salba and Salba and Alice. Racing Bulls to an extent, the kind of teams who fight this season. Maybe Aston Martin as well. PS3 is up into 4th. don't know, it looks sounds coming now in the session.
Program complete and a job well done. We got some excellent data with that run, so come on back to the garage and I can take you through the numbers. Okay, we can take you this lap. Okay, you're doing well out there. Keep it up. We're looking at about 10 more minutes of rain. 10 minutes. Okay, dries seem like the best tyre for now.
Yeah, I guess so. So we're going to skip the
Sadly,
sprint
it's time to say
qualifying.
goodbye as free practice is over. However, we'll be back shortly for
Somehow
more
I
Formula One
finished
action.
practice. Batman in third, Lance in fifth, Fernando seventh, Nico in 10th. Taylor Barnett was up in 16th. Lando down at 21st. Frank Huckel up into 22nd. He's not having the best of starts to the season. In the Alpine.
Welcome along to Shanghai, ladies and gentlemen, where it's Chinese Grand Prix weekend. But before we can race, we need to qualify. And who's going to take that coveted pole position? How will our grid line up? We're about to find out. Welcome to qualifying.
So we're going into sprint qualifying now. So let's see what goes. So it's a few people already. After track Gasly being the first ahead. This is our tyres for SQ1, 11 laps of fuel in. We have to get out at some point, so
Standing by.
try and find a little bit of a gap to pull into and yeah, that's about it. So it looks like we are going to find a gap. So it's going to be a lap, push, go down lap, push, go down lap, push. Try and time the final push up to be at the end of the qualifying session, but obviously no guarantees. So obviously we want to keep an eye on how all the drivers are doing, what kind of lap times are doing. He's looking a bit cloudy, so just gotta keep an eye out for that. Oh, they went down and towards turn 1. Turned a bit too early there. .3 from Gasly's the bunker lap in this qualifying session. I very much had the feeling that Gasly just put an absolute beast of a lap together. Russell 36.6. Russell has topped Gasly's lap. Ferrari and a McLaren both coming into the final
Right,
corner
we're right on
now.
the cusp now. We've been pushed down to P11.
It's Ferrari can't, McLaren can't. They may have been on out laps. they're gonna come down to the line now. 36.7 from us, so we go into second. We're ahead of Piastri and Hamilton. Gasly's in fifth. Oof. That wasn't a bad lap. Like half throttle this lap. Just gotta get tire temps back down again, ready for the next push. Try and get this battery recharge. Seven 362 takes the fastest in this first session. Mind the top 15 is what we need. It's top 16. It's either top 15 or 16 we need in this session. Lando takes provisional fastest in the session. Stands will be faster than George, but it'll be in behind Max. Still the line we used last, the battery up ahead of George. Not able to jump Max Verstappen. Ollie Behrman down at P20. Red Bull. Not sure who that is, but
Understood. Stopping this lap.
so we can put into the pits. Just see if we can find what Taylor Boner does. He lost P19. Good chance that the two of us can get up.
They're 20 seconds. Okay, so their best lap so far, 1:40.0.
So he's in P22, the best ever 1 minute 40.0. So scrap that idea. I think we can both go through. It's gonna need something special. Far off is Taylor, so we're obviously in third. I'm not sure what position Taylor is. He's 1.2 of Hadjo.
And that's it for sprint qualifying. Plenty more coming up over the rest of the weekend. So we'll see you all tomorrow.
So yeah, SQ1 we topped. So yeah, top 16 went through. Taylor down in 22nd at 39.80, improved by 0.2. But those 0.2 weren't enough. So Taylor Barnett, Isaac Hatcher, Liam Lawson, Nico Hulkenberg, Oliver Behrman, and Fernando Alonso are all out. Lance Stroll beating his teammate by 0.02 of a second. So into SQ2, we're gonna underfuel the car a little bit compared to what we did in the last session. So, I've got fresh SQ2 tyres on. Put 10 laps in, underfuel by a lap. So obviously we need to get top 10 here.
Checks complete. Everyone be aware, we've got a car leaving the garage.
Not going to be the easiest in this session, that is for certain. Interesting to see if any big names go on this session. Oh, no, it's reminder round 1 of the season. Oh, hi. Contact between us and Esteban Ocon. Yes, we rejoined the track, but Ocon, that was very disappointing. A reminder on round 1, stuff to reopen Twitch. But you know, reminder for round 1, our teammate Taylor Barnett did not finish the race, and we finished practically dead last of the finishes. I think we were dead last of the finishes, in fact. So down on the run, it's turn 1 now for us. Rounding turn 1 now. Theoretically, this session should be faster than last. Yukiso is ahead of us, so we could try and get a bit of it on the back straight from the Red Bull driver if we want. Up to 36.7 provisional pole. The McLaren next is to cross the line. Norris 36.4. This isn't provisional pole, this is just the fastest time in this session. It's Behrman, and then there's us coming to the line as well now. Use a lap battery down that back straight. Was it worth it or not? That's all we're going to find out as we round the final corner down to the line. It's a 37.3. It's a 10th faster than we went last session. Tsunoda very much being impeded by Franco Colapinto. Verstappen Piastri behind, Gasly and Sainz ahead. It's going to be an insanely hard session to get out of. May very well be a case. Going for the second cooldown lap here to recharge the battery fully. Down this back straight, we are getting ready to set off. For our push lap, we have a full battery, so we won't need to go for a second cooldown lap. Running the final cooldown to the lap now. ERS to be put all the way down into turn 1. Now we get awkward first couple of corners here. The ERS stop burning and we're open time is likely to come down towards the end of sector 1 now. We found time in the first sector. Can we keep that up throughout the rest of this lap? So there's a good few tenths being found in this lap. So now we come off the ERS, so we're going to lose a little bit of time down into this pt.2 corner. Turned in a bit too early there. But the lap is still on the green. Through around the final corner we come down to race open to the line. It's a 7/10 improvement. 36.6.
Confirmed, we'll receive you at the end of this lap.
At the end of this lap we will pull into a bird lane. We'll take the P3 for the second session in a row, or will the top drivers dispossess us from that position? So that's PS2, it's not even in the top 10 at the moment. Is that somewhat sums up the struggles of PS3 this race weekend, possibly. Only sprint qualifying, however, still everything can change. Since apparently we come to end our sprint qualifying 2.
And that's it for sprint qualifying. Plenty more coming up over the rest of the weekend, so we'll see you all tomorrow.
So Esteban Ocon did pick up a 5-place grid penalty for the sprint with that contact with us, but interestingly, a couple of big names have gone dropping out. So out of this session went Yuki Tsunoda from Red Bull, then Lance Stroll, Andrea Giovinazzi of Mercedes out, Franco Colapinto is out, Oscar Piastri, the McLaren driver, Lula, same as McLaren's first driver, their main driver is out, and then Gabriel Bortoleto is also out. Max Verstappen, by the skin of his teeth, got through to sprint qualifying 3. And the third sprint qualifying session, the soft tyres go onto the cars, and the cars put their foot down to go and see who can go fastest and take pole for the sprint race. I'm at a good position here to go for it. With 6 laps of fuel in the car. 8-minute session.
Okay, when you're ready, let's go.
We're refueling a little bit in case the worst happens, but see what we can do here in China today. So do you know what that was all about now? Reminder, Esteban Ocon, 5-place group penalty if he qualifies 10th. He starts 15th. It's just an example. Well, Piastri and Sonoda all out in SQ2. It's going to be an interesting SQ3 session with us in the Jedi Motorsport, the Jedi Motor Racing car, to 2 third places in the 2 qualifying sessions here we've had so far. Can we do it again? The ICE's got some wire on it, so does the MGUH and the ES. The internal combustion engine with the most wire on it. 15% already this season. Forgot to check the Elbon and Scar coming into this weekend. Remember, after the sprint race, you can always make changes to the components. But down into the first corner we go. In this SQ3 session, the first sprint race of the season. We're here in China for this first sprint race of the season. Rounding the first couple of corners we go. And now into the start of the second sector. I broke ourselves a little bit there, but it can all be done. We don't burn on that left-hander. Like we have the last few laps, we could try something different. So we got this lap finish, you'll get a cool down lap and we'll do one more push lap, so this bank lap needs to be good in case we don't get the chance for the second push. How to put the battery if we go onto the back straight here? We're just gonna see what we can do on this back straight. We're gonna keep a bit more battery before we look round towards the final corner and after the final corner. Surrounding the final corner to the line. We take provisional pole with a 36.1. Russell instantly a 35.7. So we got time to get around, recharge the battery a little bit, go for another push. Sainz, Ocon, Albon all on the top 5. Hamilton moves up ahead of us in second place. Verstappen into third ahead of us. McLaren next with Norris at 35.3 for him. Leclerc with a 35.2. As everyone now is going to set up the final runs of the sprint qualifying session. So we go ready to go for one final push here. Trying to actually gonna hold off for another lap. Take another cool down lap. just gonna ensure the car is in the position where it's ready to go for another chance. P6 currently. It's a chance of a top 5 here. If we don't get top 5, we just gotta cover off from those behind who could try launch an attack on us. So we are the only car on track. A minute 38 left in the session. It could very well be the only driver who goes for another push. Is 1 minute 30 left. We are going to be the only driver who goes for a push. It's a 35.2 to beat, so we need 9/10 to match Charles Leclerc. So let's get ready to go for it. Into this final push lap now. Need it to be all brought together nicely, as that's not being brought together too nicely in the first corner. Very much not being brought together nicely. Let's go places where we didn't burn battery last time out. Could it have been worth going for a push lap earlier, the last lap perhaps, to go for the push instead? Or could it be worth it because we are not finding any time here at all? I mean, Shanghai. Right hands down. Always gonna be a one push lap session. We tried to outsmart and it hasn't worked out for us. Tried. Someone know the team decided to try. But SQ3 first appearance in a third qualifying session of the season, and we take 6th place.
And that's it for sprint qualifying. Plenty more coming up over the rest of the weekend, so we'll see you all tomorrow.
Suzanne Maloney, the driver from Barbados, will start down. Oh, sorry, 6th, where is his teammate? Dale Barnett down in P.2. Wow. So we're gonna get ready to go in to this session. I'll read messages. Pre-race. Shanghai Charles Leclerc leads the Drivers' Championship, remember, at the last time round. expected lifespan on the ICE is 755 more laps. We don't need to worry too much about that. We'll go into sprint race.
Forget pit stops, forget fuel management. It's pedal to the metal all the way here as we get ready for today's sprint. Shanghai International Circuit then is a 16-corner high-speed thrill ride. The long and ever-tightening right-hander at turns 1 and 2 tests the driver's patience, and the flats open to the elements location test their skill in a crosswind. 2 DRS zones will assist passing, and they're available into turn 1 and down the kilometre-long back straight into turn 14. Let's run you through the driver grid order for today's exciting sprint. And alongside me today, a man who I'm always pleased to see join me in the commentary box, Anthony Davidson. Well, Ant, we love this 11th team on the grid. They've certainly made an impact since they came into the sport. But without one person at the helm, I don't think we'd have seen what we've seen so far. Their team principal really is a character.
And you need these characters in Formula 1, Croft. You need them as a driver. You want to have full trust in the person leading your team forward, that your feelings inside the car and about the team are going to be relayed and understood in the right way and positive changes made.
Okay, here we go. I know what you can do. Don't let me down.
So we're going to take the mediums all the way in this race. 19 laps around this Chinese Grand Prix circuit. The formation lap to start things off. Rider Ocon with a 5-place grid penalty. What we have is 2 Ferraris, a McLaren, a Red Bull, and a Mercedes, all ahead of us in this one. With the 2 Williams on the road behind us, Sainz 7th, Albon in 8th. Charles Leclerc, the championship leader, takes pole for the sprint race. I'll do the sprint race now, we'll come back for the main qualifying and main race another time. Sprint race said coming into this was our chance for points this weekend. We have a car which is fast around
Conditions
China here,
stable at the moment. No rain currently expected.
but can push on to score the points. P6 will be enough for 3. P1 enough for 8. P8 on the other hand enough for 1. Well, we're in the second half of the points here. Be interesting to see if Taylor can push his way up through the grid as well. Either new, or as I said last time out, any new additions, new upgrades, etc. will go onto his car before ours. Try to get some points in the second car as well. Now, we come up to the grid. Right hand side, here in China for us, inside it's turn 1. good start. Could see us up in the front into turn 1. I almost sold them there in the wrong spot.
Superb parking there, mate. Let's make sure we get
Sorry
the edge
for
on the
Taylor.
surrounding drivers as the lights go out.
To pull into his
Okay,
grid
so that's the rest
spot.
of the grid forming up now. Be patient and watch for those lights.
As we get to the 5 red lights here in China. On the way for the Chinese sprinters, a good start for Verstappen. He gets a good initial launch. There's a poor second stage for him. We're up on the inside of him, and we're going to try and take a wheel-to-wheel with Lewis Hamilton through the first corner into the second corner here. We're going to be squeezed tight. Once you get the car turned in there, Hamilton may have a chance of coming back at us through 3 and 4. He's back ahead now, coming into 5 and 6. Will we go brave on the brakes? We do go brave on the brakes. However, he doesn't get a switchback on us. That battling is costing time to George Russell ahead. Charles Leclerc has lost out to Lando Norris in the first sector. Leclerc down to 2nd, Hamilton down to 5th, Verstappen down to 6th. Hamilton is going to come back at us though. So we mess up our braking. Under pressure from the Ferrari. And now we're just going to get that Red Bull powertrain working in our favour. Russell is really soft. So he looks to be going for a pit stop during this sprint race. So Hamilton now is going to try and send it down the inside of us to the penultimate corner. He can't make any move. This is Albon making moves in this session. Round in the final corner.
Okay, DRS is
We
now
have
available.
8/10 lead to Lewis Hamilton. So trying to open away from 1 second to Lewis Hamilton. We're going to try to put him into pressure. Was 2021 rival Max Verstappen at the brake and right that time around into turn 6. Not going to make the same mistake twice. So we're going to try and get up onto this podium battle now. So Leclerc is just starting to look like he's struggling a bit. Purple sector 2 from us, as we should be in the DRS of George Russell.
Watch out for understeer in the wake of the car ahead. Try to get past as quickly as you can. Push, push.
So we did get the DRS of George Russell. The car doesn't have the natural pace to stay at least top 3. But Charles Leclerc is going to look to make a move on Lando Norris down into the final, the penultimate corner. They're going to be wheel to wheel down towards the final corner. Who's going to back out? It looks like it's going to be Norris. Norris, interestingly enough, also on the softs. Hence, is a very good opening lap. We take the fastest lap, 38.9 for us. Our teammate Taylor Bonin. Still sitting down in 22nd position, but doesn't need to push too much on the stage. Hamilton dropping to Sainz now. He's lost to Verstappen. Sorry, he's lost to Verstappen. He's now in a battle with Carlos Sainz, the former Ferrari man, the man he took the Ferrari seat from. I'm just going to watch Russell and Norris up ahead. A very good chance of a sprint podium here, as these two both need to still pit in this race. But it's all down to what those behind can do. Very much if Max Verstappen can use to as our retirement. It's Charles Leclerc, it's the championship leader retiring. Lando Norris has had some sort of incident with him. We're gonna get a replay of what's happened to Lando Norris here. He's seen Charles Leclerc's engine going, he's lost it, and Lando Norris is out of the race as well. So Lando Norris and Charles Leclerc are both out. So, in interesting first couple of laps here. There's now a George Russell lead. Is there going to be a safety car for it? I don't think there is going to be a safety car for it. It's Leclerc and Lando Norris both out. It's very surprising that we haven't had a safety car called there. Lap 3 of 19 in the sprint. And now the race is for George Russell. Although we cannot rule Max Verstappen in third or out of getting something from this race. Lewis Hamilton as well. Gotta keep the mediums for fresh as long as we can in this race. 19 laps is what we're meant to be doing on them. Can we do 19 laps on them? That is the question. And how long will Russell go on soft? That's another question which needs to be asked. Is Leclerc's car, Charles Leclerc's car is still on track? For the top two in the championship, both going out early on here in the Chinese sprint. That brings our teammate Taylor Bonnet up into P20 from P22. George Russell now is starting to open up out of the DRS. The question is, how far ahead can he get before he pits? The Mercedes has immense straight line speed there. Reminder, there was a rain forecast for the very end of this sprint race.
Tyre condition still looking good.
Max Verstappen behind us is starting to close the gap to us. Now, both with the same engines, slowly taking the Red Bull powertrain. You can see the last spot.
Battery charge is high, let's use that overtake button a bit more.
Verstappen very much starting to put a bit of pressure from the distance now with how much he's closing. We will run very deep into the penultimate corner, and that's brought Max Verstappen right back into us now. And he's almost within DRS. Now that is a costly mistake to try and go into the bricks. has just starting to feel the pressure now of the full-time world champion, Mateo. 21, 22, 23, 24. Can he win the 2025 season? He's going to be very much within DRS of us this time round, going down the back straight. He's got 1 kilometer. Well, 500 meters with that being DRS to get ahead. Going to defend, he moves to the outside. And is well and truly ahead of us. Down into the penultimate corner. Get the better exit. And on the run down into the final corner, there's contact between the two of
Okay,
us.
be careful with the front wing. You've taken some minor damage. Okay, you're within 1 second of the car ahead. Get ready to use DRS for the overtake.
And now, from that, we'll drop down into 5th position. Carlos Sainz and Lewis Hamilton both gaining from that as well. We're going to put Carlos Sainz under a little bit of pressure. Alex Albon tries to come back out to this. It's realistic top 6 we're fighting for here today. We shouldn't be fighting for podium anyway, but when George Russell on the softs out in the lead, Max Verstappen with them shenanigans costing everyone time. Now that we've got the front wing damage, what is that going to mean for the rest of this sprint race? As we still have 12 more laps after this to race with the damage. Max Albon behind. He is going
Green flag.
to get the DRS as one of the Haas drivers is now out of the session. Who is that? Esteban Ocon. So we will get or restart some music. But Esteban Ocon now out of the session by the looks of things. There's a wait for confirmation. Yeah, Esteban Ocon out of the session. 19 drivers left, 2 mechanical failures, 1 terminal damage. This admittedly for London Norris holds a very awkward position where the engine went for Charles Leclerc. Hello. Huh? Oh, I just feel like shit right now. That's why I'm not like having any energy like normal. Nah, it's fine, honestly. Like, I just like don't feel like being energetic myself, but I don't give a shit what other people feel right now. Oh no, honestly, just like no, I'm like it's not that I'm not feeling well. It's just like the cat's getting put down tomorrow, so I just feel like a bit of shit because of it. Fuck, I forgot I'm streaming right now. Shit. Yeah, we had it before we moved house, and we moved house. I'm technically year 14 now. We moved house when I was in year 6, so yeah. Ah, that's fine. He's had like a tumor type thing on his head for like 6 weeks now, and he's been at vets for like a week or something like that. I don't even fucking know anymore. And my mum called up today to see how he's doing, and they were like, yeah, he's just going downhill and shit. And then they were like, it's probably time. Oh, I've had many put down. Oh, when I was at my old house, like, this is going back, I think I was like year 4 at the time, I think. Like, the dog we'd had since before I was born was put down, like, same week as my birthday. That was rough. That was rough. I swear to God, I've had like fucking... There's like 6 commentators who I commentate with who've all said like, oh, I want to come over before. I'm like, it's like 6 of you have all said it. Nah, it's like, it's honestly like, fair enough. It's honestly like, it's why I say like, because obviously like working in the cafe is like very much like where the cafe is located is very much like a tourist attraction and shit. And like you always get people like in the middle of summer who are like, oh, I've never been to it, I don't know if it's worth it or not. And like what I say to everyone is like, it isn't worth it to come at least once. Like if you're into bikes and shit, it's worth it to come at least once, just for like the atmosphere and stuff. Oh yeah, there's a paddock, yeah. I'm not sure, I know who I can ask about that though. Oh, I should probably know since the course I'm doing at the minute I need all my coursework done before it, but I don't know. I think it's like June time every year.
No need to worry about the tyre condition for now, everything's looking good.
Oh yeah, that makes sense. Younger than mine, younger than mine.
And gap to the car in front, 2.4
My
seconds.
mum's 55 this year. Oh yeah, tomorrow, yeah. That's why I hate when like someone like when you just like work on something, they ignore you and shit for like weeks and shit. Oh yeah, no, I've had it before. And I had like one of my exes broke up. I didn't want to have anything to do with it and shit. So like we were in the same form at school, so it was like already awkward enough as it was. And then, like, out of nowhere, she, like, walks up to me one day and starts, like,
Okay, we've lost
oh
the
no,
position.
it's like
That's
when I
us
broke
down
up
a
with one of
place.
my exes, so, like, we were same form at school and, like, same classes and shit. And, like, we broke up, and then I didn't want to talk to her for fucking ages. And then she was just ignoring me, then she literally just walked up to me one day and started talking to me again. It's like, why do I want to talk to you? I Yep. I was... For me, it was kind of different, because, like, when she started talking to me again, because I still, like, I didn't want to have anything to her, but I still had a part of me which was kind of, like, I kind of still wanted to be with her and shit.
Okay,
Like, I was
gap
in, like,
ahead,
year 10 at the time, so,
3.6
like,
seconds.
I was I was retarded back then. That's when I didn't have, that's when I, like, had no brain cells in my head and shit. But yeah, so I kind of, like, thought about it. 'Cause this was near the end of year 10 when she started talking to me again. So I was kind of thinking about it. So, like, I followed her on Instagram again and started talking to her throughout the summer holidays and shit. Got back to start year 11 and I was like, honestly, same shit's gonna happen again. Absolutely just fucking blocked
Okay,
her
so
and
we're leading our
everything.
teammate by
I went up to her
33.2
in school one
seconds.
day in front of all of her friend group and shit. And I was like, I don't really want to talk to you anymore. Like, I don't think shit's gonna work. I think it's best if, you know, you just move on and all that bullshit. Like, yeah, I mean, to be fair, her friends were trying to say the same thing to her. Because I was also friends with one of her friends. Really awkward. I went to primary school with one of her friends, so we knew each other from primary school and shit. And we were, like, good friends in primary school. And, like, one of her like, that one had messaged me about it and all. I, like, told her friend, I was like, I don't want to let her down and shit, but I just don't think it's gonna work. And she was, like, trying to, like, slowly, like, kind of get her to understand that, you know, it wasn't gonna work with me and shit. And then she was the one who was like, she was the main one I was waiting, because she'd been off for the first couple of weeks of school, so I didn't want to say shit to start with. But then when she was in one day, I was like, yeah, I'm just gonna do it. I just was like, you know what, fuck you. Fuck you, don't give a shit. What? I already listened to the weekend. Yeah. I got my laptop next to me. Oh, hold up. Let me join on my laptop quickly, actually. Oh, give me just a second. I'm gonna have to leave and rejoin.
Okay, be careful. We think you're going to start losing some tyre grip anytime now. Okay, we lost the position. Try to keep focus. Okay, gap to the car in front, 13.1 seconds. Okay, you've just started the final lap of the race. Final lap. You're dropping a second a lap to the car behind. 1 second. Okay, gap to the car ahead, 16.3 seconds. Okay, pick up rubber and bring it home.
So with the sprint concluded, join us next time for qualifying and of course the main event, this weekend's Formula One Grand Prix. We'll see you next time.